everybody knows that Columbus is a good team. They right now they have a little bit problem because they have some players injured. But we will make a mistake if we think about Columbus is an easy game. It's not about that in the MLS because right now I have experience in that in 8 months. It's not the same in Europe when you are in the first, the second, the third position. You have more possibilities to win the game when the another team is not in the right moment, you know. But it's not here in the MLS. I respect every single team, especially Columbus, because for me it's one of the best teams in the build-up. They have amazing players, especially Zardes, Higuain, and Pedro Santos, Trapp. They have quality in this team, but okay, we will try to play in the best way, especially in the second half, because it's very important for us. Don't play all the time long balls, because when that happens, you have to run a lot, and you are tired 100% in the second half. That is one of the reasons why in the second half I say my players take the ball and pass the ball and play short, and you have to play long in the right moment, not all the time, because you know what happened. The distance is so far when you lose the ball. No? But I expect my team start to play similar against Galaxy, when we decide to take the ball and pass the ball, and you have time to score, and you have to control. I'm happy when we control the game. If not, when you don't have the control, everything can happen.
What are the major differences between last year's Columbus team under Berhalter and this year's Columbus team under Porter?
Sorry, repeat again.
Well, what are the major differences, or are there any differences between the CLB Porter team of this year and the Berhalter team of last year?
No, it's very similar. In fact, they start to play 80% in the same system. But the problem maybe for Columbus was when the fullbacks was injured, because I remember last year they played in the fullback, the right side, play inside, and they play 3 in the back, 2 in the middle with the fullback. But the style is similar, because they want to control the game. They make a risk in the build-up. They want to play. They want to play. They want to play all the time. They play with Zardes last year like a striker. And normally when they play at home, they have the control of the game. That is about the style. Sometimes the people think about the style. If you play 3 in the back or 4 in the back, you change the style. No, the style is about if you like to play with control and keep the ball, or if you like to make the counter-attack, and it's about that. And I think it's 80% similar, the same. Always is you change a little bit because you are another coach. But I recognize this team especially when they play at home. They play in the same time the last year.
We talked about earlier about Zardes and Higuain and how important they are to their system, but you mentioned Pedro Santos especially, and why does he go a little bit under the radar, and what do you have to worry about him?
No, they play a little bit different, at least when I watched the last 5 games. Normally when Pedro Santos play in the right side, they play inside, and the fullback play wide. And the opposite side, in the left side, play Cam or play Robinho, and they play a little bit different, you know, they play wide. But Santos is a dangerous player because they play inside and attack the spaces all the time. And when they play between Higuain, Zardes and Santos, they are, for me, it's my opinion, they are more dangerous. But it's not just about that, because they have a good team. The center backs are good players. Trapp is a key player for us in the build-up, especially, and Guzman as well. But the most important thing is everybody knows in this club, and our team knows exactly how difficult it is to play against them, especially when you play in Columbus, because they have quality to keep the ball. I remember the last game they play much better than us, and we have to control that, and we have to improve about that. We have to make high pressing, because I like to play in that way. And after that, when you don't have the ball, everybody have to help our defenders. The soccer is not about we have 5 defenders when we don't have the ball and 2 double six. Even the strikers has to help our team if you want to improve and to try to win something.
So last week you had a full complement of players, and you had a lot of hard decisions to make as far as who made the 11 and who made the 18. Here we go again, same situation. You have a full complement of players. So how much harder is it going to be this weekend to make a decision on who plays and who doesn't?
It's not easy for me, because right now we have 20 players ready to play. And believe me, when I say it's not easy for the coach, I prefer to do these problems, because when they decide to play, it's not easy to choose the right players. Sometimes, I say many times, it's about the performance in the facilities, but right now everybody in the practice is perfect, but it's not easy to choose the right players. But the second one is about the last 3 performance in the pitch, and especially about the opponent, because it's not the same play against, for example, Chicago or Columbus is another team. They have another quality, and they have to try to find the right players for us against Columbus. It's not easy. I repeat. I understand because it's normal. Some players is not happy when they don't play, but it's normal. I prefer that. It's not. He's comfortable in when that happened, but believe me, it's a pity for me, because it's the first moment I liked the soccer. I was able to play with 15 or 16 players, because all of them deserve to play. When I say that, is because I believe in that.